Good evening. It is day 47 of the challenge. Hello, no. Sup, sapes. Sup, sapes. That's still just, it's funnier when you read it. When it actually comes out of your mouth, it sounds really stupid. Hi, y'all. It's really hard for me to say y'all without the Southern accent. Just doesn't have the same ring. Y'all, y'all, you all. Hello, you all. I have a question for you. I was thinking back. I had a coaching I had a coaching session this evening with my coach, my performance coach, and we were talking about playing in the deep work. Yeah, think about that. Playing in the deep work. Usually when you're deep in the deep work, there's not a whole lot of playing involved. You're usually really intense. Anyway, for me, I'll talk about me. I'm usually really intense when I'm in the deep work. So the concept of playing in the deep work, looking at the lighter side of it, that's hard to do when you're in the middle of it. But this memory came to my mind when I was in Hawaii in October of 2019 on my way back from Australia. Last time I was in Australia. I went out past the waves. The waves are fun. The waves knock you down. They can be fun anyway. If you know how to ride them, if you know how to handle them, you know how to jump underneath them so they don't make you do a face plant in the sand. But waves are fun. But one of my favorite things to do is to go out past the waves, breaking, where the ocean is just quite a bit calmer. And then I lay on my back and I look up at the sky and I just, because it's salt water, you float so easily. And I just spread my arms out to the side and I look up at the sky and I just float on the ocean. Now, this is not an easy thing for me to do because I have a unnatural fear, and I think a lot of people have this fear of being in water that I can't see the bottom of. In other words, anywhere else than a swimming pool, a clean swimming pool. I've seen some swimming pools where you can't see the bottom, but you don't want to get in those ones. So I have to really build myself up, build the courage up to do what I just described, go past the waves and go out into the ocean. Now, I'm a very strong swimmer, so I never take anything with me, which is probably really unintelligent, but I go out there and that's really hard for me because I have this fear that things that live in the ocean, and there are a lot of them, will come and eat me or bump into me. Have you ever been out there and something goes up against your leg and you're like, that is so freaky. But things can come up from the bottom, sharks, and bite your legs off. And, it's terrifying. It's really terrifying. Or if you kind of realize that you're out in this endless body of water, there's nothing to hang on to or grab hold of in a hurry. It's kind of like when you actually think about when you're flying in a big plane and you realize you're just in this tube suspended in the middle of the air and you're like, what am I doing up here? Yeah, that. And you're out there in this ocean and there's just nothing. It's just the ocean, the water, and you have to get past the fear of, am I going to have a cramp? Am I going to drown? Is something going to eat me? Am I going to be pulled out even further and then I can't get back to the only possibility, which is the shore? So, have all this stuff going on. So it takes a lot of fortitude to go out there. But the upside is that beautiful thing I just described, to float, to swim, and just enjoy the waves. It's very relaxing to do that. So, there's the upside and the downside. Well, hello, isn't that the way it is in everything in life, right? And then the converse is being in a pool where it's safer, much safer, because you have edges that you can lob onto. If you are in the deep end and you're over your head, you can get to the shallow end really quickly. You can see the bottom because it's crystal clear. Yeah, that was the other thing I failed to mention. When you're in the ocean, you're nowhere close to the bottom. It's who even knows where the bottom is. But being in a swimming pool, it's not vast. It's not endless. It's not easy to float unless you're in a saltwater pool, of course. And you can still float, but there's no motion. There's not that beautiful current of the ocean that's just relaxing. You know where I'm going with this, right? So which one are you? Are you the person who stays in the pool because it's really safe? Or do you dare? Do you dare to go out into the big, vast ocean and play in the deep work? Yeah, think about that one. The concept of playing in the deep work, to face your fear, no matter how much it terrorizes you, the stuff that's inside of us all, the old wounds, the childhood stuff, the disappointments, the list is forever long. But to face that and to find the joy in it. Yeah, that's what I'm working on. What are you working on? I'll see you guys tomorrow.